Hello and welcome. I'm Vincent Makori. This is Africa 54. We begin in Nigeria, where at least 20 people were killed in two horrific attacks over the weekend. On Sunday, two suspected female bombers struck a mobile phone market in the city of Patiskum in Yobe State, killing 4 people and injuring 21. And on Saturday, a suicide bomb blasted a crowded market in Maiduguri, killed at least 16 people. Nigerian officials say it was set off by a girl believed to be about 10 years old. A witness in Maiduguri said the girl was being searched at the entrance to the market when bombs detonated. At least 20 people wounded in the blast. There was no immediate claim of responsibility, but Maiduguri, the capital of Borno State, lies in the heartland of the Boko Haram insurgency. Now, for more on the increasing violence in northeastern Nigeria, I'm joined by Leo Keyen. Is the head of VOA's Hausa service. Leo, once again, welcome.
Thank you, Vincent.
Now, one of the things that we're noticing as these attacks increasingly occur is the use of young girls. Really young as 10 years old. Who are these kids?
Well, that's the big question, and nobody's been able to answer that. We've asked this question everywhere, and nobody's answering anything. The fact remains that these Chibok girls that were abducted could have been used, but the ones that were apprehended or whose remains were shown did not turn out to be the Chibok girls, because, I mean, nobody has answered that question.
As the government tried to do like some tests, some forensics
tests and all that, nothing is coming forward. The government is not even commenting about these girls that are being used as suicide bombers. In Kano, the remains of a girl, the face was showing. She resembled one of the Chibok girls, but eventually nobody said anything about that. But the fact remains that these girls are young girls, and they come within the brackets of the same age with those ones of Chibok. Mm-hmm. And since the Chibok girls are nowhere to be seen, you can never tell who these girls are if you don't carry out a forensic test.
Yeah.
The government is not doing anything about that, I think.
But it's very clear that these are not girls who are offering themselves to these terrorists to be blown up. These are being forced. Definitely, they're kind of being strapped to these explosives.
Well, the best we've heard about that is that some of them may even be mental, because some of them were told move in certain ways, certain fashions that are very, very not normal, and they're normally strapped. So the question now is, who does this strapping? Mm-hmm. And secondly, how do you strap somebody and send him to a destination with such a packed crowd without the person fearing the detonation?
Are there parents who are saying, my 10-year-old child has been missing?
Nobody's reporting that either. Yeah. It's a very complex situation, Vincent, and I think the government needs to do something about that. Mm-hmm. We're asking the questions, but we're not getting the answers.
Mm-hmm. Now, very quickly, we've seen the outpouring of support in France, demonstrations, protests by even world leaders there. How do you contrast that with what has been happening in Nigeria and the reaction and response from the world?
Yeah, but how would you think? François Hollande talked about terrorism, talked about his citizens, cares about his people. On the other side, you go to Nigeria and see what's going on. Goodluck Jonathan is everywhere, but he's campaigning for re-election. Doesn't even care what's happening. He's condemning attacks in France and leaving the ones in Baga. Over 2,000 people were told were killed in this last 1 week or so, and no statement has been made about that. So, I mean, we're just not fair to the African community when we just care about ourselves getting re-elected and not doing anything about the welfare of the people.
So the reaction, for example, in France is reflective of the actions of the leadership in France itself.
There is a leadership problem here, where presidents of Nigeria or the presidents of Africa generally think only about themselves and about staying in power.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we'll watch and see, and hopefully we won't be hearing more of these cases of little girls being blown up in marketplaces.
Well,
Leo,
sad.
Thanks a lot for joining us
Thanks,
today.
Vincent.
Yeah.
Thanks, yeah.
Well, Leo Keyen is the head of Hausa service here, the Voice of America.